Chuu-kou means loyalty and filial piety. Toyama Mitsuru said, "Loyalty and filial piety are the fangs of Japan." Until the second half of the 20th century, Japanese people strictly adhered to a relationship of submission based on age. When a junior high school student went to school, he was given the ranks of beggar. Those 1 year older were humans, and those 2 years older were gods. Of course, that doesn't mean they would be abused. From this value system, they learned to respect others. In Yakuza, what the boss calls white is actually black, but the henchmen have to call it white. This is the irrational part of loyalty and filial piety. However, when elements unique to the subject such as perception and thought are added to the judgment materials, rather than absolute things such as color and shape, errors in judgment may occur due to the subject's experience, knowledge, and internal growth. There is. In other words, as we grow older, we gain more knowledge, and as we grow older, we may be able to understand that the judgments we made when we were younger were actually wrong. Therefore, people should follow their elders in order to save time and effort. In addition, Japanese people believe that their current living environment and position are the result of the influence they have received from the accumulation of actions of their parents, grandparents, and distant ancestors, rather than the accumulation of their own actions. I recognize that. For example, being smart, tall, or good-looking are more related to factors inherited from one's ancestors than to hard work. But it is also believed that situations such as losing one's life in an accident, losing a body part, being deceived by others, or experiencing financial collapse, as well as the psychological state of oneself at the time, are also inherited. Among the various situations and feelings that we have inherited in this way are happy and sad feelings, but we do not know when or at what point they will appear. Naturally, we want to obtain happy situations and feelings, so in order to recall the happy situations and feelings that our ancestors experienced, we give our hearts of gratitude to our closest ancestors, our parents, grandparents, or specific ancestors. It is believed that such a heart of gratitude towards others will make an invisible being happy and bring about happy situations and mental states. Rupert Sheldrake, a former Cambridge University fellow, biologist, and parapsychologist, believes that the form of any system is influenced by similar forms that existed in the past. 1. Inheriting a form similar to the past temporal correlation. 2. An event that occurs in a distant location affects another event's spatial correlation. 3. Not only the form but also the behavioral pattern resonates. Proposed a hypothesis. These occur through a process called resonance of form, caused by a field of form. Put simply, this means that what happens to one person or thing spreads to other people or things even without direct contact. In Japan, an experiment that was broadcast on television in November 2000 became a hot topic. In an experiment titled "Why Do Pets Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home?", the owner, whose home time is irregular due to work, showed that when the owner started returning home, his pet moved to the front door to greet him. In addition to the causal relationships that we ourselves can recognize as real entities, humans are also influenced by information, intentions, and thoughts that are transmitted to us in some form or another, even though there is no correlation in time or space and we are not in contact with each other. The heart of loyalty and filial piety has a positive effect not only on those you see directly, but also on invisible systems. I think you can trust a person who believes that the happiness he or she receives is thanks to others and lives with a grateful heart, more than a person who is rebellious, ungrateful, and lives by his or her own efforts. And one way to express this is through affection for older people. Loyalty and filial piety are virtues. If you have this Bible of human relationships, you will never be disliked by others. However, there is a very important caveat to Japanese loyalty and filial piety. This is the rule that older people must absolutely cherish those younger than them. Older people teach younger people what they have spent years learning, but they also must bear the commandment of showing mercy to, loving, raising, and protecting those who are younger. This vertical, absolute human relationship is what has raised the Japanese people. Sword techniques, scholarship, morals, philosophy, and ideas. All of these things will not develop unless they are passed down from generation to generation. These values have elevated Japan to become a strong, excellent nation. Loyalty and filial piety may seem like a simple thing, but let's try to consciously incorporate it into our thinking from now on. Peace will spread from under our feet.